Ladies and gentlemen, I am Israel. Welcome once again to World of Warships. It is the final evening of round 3 of the Carrier Veta. Luckily, made it to tier 10 last night. Woohoo! So, order of business for tonight. Midway, Hakuryu, and Worcester, just to see how the flak mechanisms are working at tier 10. If they're working, which is by no means guaranteed. I've been hearing some interesting things about Midway's rocket planes. Speaking of which, let's take a quick look at the modules. Of course, this is tier 10, so there is an extra module to choose in slot 9. You have the options. Flight Control Mod 2 gives you 10% extra speed. Air Groups Mod 2 gives you 15% HP, so it's a choice there of survivability in the flak, or quicker turnaround and slower transit times. I'm halfway tempted to say that if I can get forward, then Air Groups Mod 2 will probably start outweighing Flight Con Mod 2, but if you take the traditional back of the map setup, then you're pretty much looking at Flight Con simply to keep your travel times down and your sortie rate up. Other than that, very little has changed. You do, of course, still have the option for the Tiny Tim rockets as a alternate option. However, you only get 3 of them, as opposed to the 16 on the 5-inch HVAR rockets. This might be a smidge imbalanced. Mind you, 2,000 damage at 16 rockets. That's 32,000 potential high explosive damage off each salvo. That's kind of ridiculous. And let's see, 16,002 off the Tiny Tims. Of course, the Tiny Tims, as we saw last night, might have a little bit of an accuracy problem. BTD-1 torpedo bombers, well, seriously, 5,000 damage off torpedoes. Okay, you get 2 torpedoes, so you're looking at 11,000 and change, and you're putting 3 aircraft in total. So again, 34,000 damage. I note, however, that as we've seen over the last couple of days, rockets are just much easier to use, even if you're a little bit RNG with them. And of course, you have the high explosive dive bombers, 2,000 pound A&M 66s, 2 bombs per. So again, you're looking at 22,004 per plane, 3 planes per. Hang on, am I doing my sums right here? Because 2 bombs, 22,000 damage, multiplied by 3 again, that's 66,000 damage potential per bomb. Huh. Those HE bombs are going to be worth a look against anything that I can get through the deck. Of course, divide by 3, it's high explosive, so, yeah. This could get a little bit brutal. Yeah, right, let's just get straight into it. Of course, Veta is Veta, so we're looking at bots for the most part. Hopefully there'll be some more people around. We're trying to get up to tier 10. Most people are doing that just to get some frags. Yay, Celeric, thank you for the subscription. Woohoo! Bear in mind these are single-engine planes, Nep, and yeah, 4,000... 2,000 pounders, probably pushing the upper limit of what late war and early Cold War carrier bombers could do, but I don't think it's beyond the question. I would have to go and pull the loadout data for the planes in question. Tell you what, we'll do that afterwards. Once I have a spare moment, we'll actually go and look at what kind of loadouts these bombers historically carry. That's nice about Midway, of course. Her planes should be historical. Torp damage, yeah, bear in mind, of course, that those are high explosive bombs, and the torpedoes perhaps won't have the same problem. And yes, Sky Raiders could absolutely carry something stupid if you went for overload and didn't mind sacrificing some range. Not so sure about the BTs. As I said, I'll pull the numbers once we're out of this game, and we'll actually have a look at what the loadouts were. I suspect we'll find that those loadouts were fairly typical. We're not talking biplanes anymore here. We're talking 1945, 1946, maybe even 1950s carrier planes. Very end of the prop era, start of the jet era. I think the tech you need to make jets work on the carriers was actually the steam catapult. A British invention, of course. And until then, jets just don't develop enough thrust to get off a typical carrier deck. And as Cedric points out, 4,000 pounds, just shy of 2 metric tons. It's not quite as heavy as it sounds. Bear in mind that land-based bombers at the time were routinely packing 20,000 plus. Yeah, the angled deck helped Legolas. That made it a lot easier to retrieve. It gave you a bit of extra runway to work with, but the steam catapult was the key thing. And oh, looky, I've got a tier 8 set of targets. Yes. Proper decorum must be maintained. That might be a space limit. Yeah, the landing system was another invention that had to get right as well, as opposed to a couple of guys with a flag. 2x2 on pylons might be realistic, yeah, we'll see. Anyhow, we'll be leading off with the rocket planes because I have my suspicions that those things are going to turn out to be horribly, horribly broken. But of course, first things first, put the fighters up. Safety and defences must be maintained, of course. Pardon me, given Wargaming's tendency to go for automation on a lot of things like quick fire outs and everything else, I'm almost thinking maybe if they automate the carrier's patrol fighters. Then again, that might be considered dumbing down. Good evening, NASCAR. Good to see you. Is that Hakuryu gets twin engines? Her strike aircraft, I believe, are A7s, Repus, single engines. But yes, her torp bombers and dive bombers are twin engine planes, which is going to be interesting. Let's go. Wow, 331 knots. Yeah, these things don't hang about, do they? Whee! Yeah, we do perhaps need to look at career loadouts rather than World War II loadouts, certainly. Right, there's a Richelieu. Hello, Frenchie.
We're under attack.
Oh, and a Chapayev. Well, let's lead with the Chapayev. Stabilize the launchers.
Taking fire.
Oh my word.
Returning.
Okay, that was a lot of aircraft. Straightforward. Let's hit the Midway.
We're under attack. Returning to ship.
Ye gods. Well, the damage isn't quite as unreasonable as I was expecting it to be. I mean, 12,000 on a single pass, and I just spotted the entire enemy team.
Approaching target.
Alright, how do we hit an Armagie?
Taking fire. Returning to
Very hard is how we hit an Armagie. Have I got anything left? Oh, I get another salvo. Hooray! Charlie, do you fancy some rockets? You do? Perfect.
Engaging enemy.
Line it up. Stabilize.
We're under attack. Returning.
And let's try the dive bombers. So, 24,000
Maintaining
in,
present course.
well, virtually no effort whatsoever. Go, go, dive bombers. Yes. Although it has to be said, it looked impressive. That was 48 hits and a couple of fires, but the actual damage only came in at 28,000. And that was aiming at big targets. I wasn't aiming at the likes of a destroyer. So let's try something
Taking
a little
fire.
bit foolish and actually, you know, aim at a destroyer. Okay, targeting. Stabilizing high explosive.
Target.
Standby dive. Bomb's
We're
gone.
under attack.
Missed. Yeah. Okay, fair enough. We'll try the Richelieu next. Let's pop a repair party. Just keep things stable as we go through the flak. Has to be said, that looks pretty.
Engaging
Okay, stabilize the dive. Commit, commit, commit. Wait for it, wait for it.
Taking
Bomb's gone.
Returning to ship.
6 hits, 1 fire, and that was 20,000 damage without even trying. Jesus Christ. Okay, turn back. I think we're going from tier 4, where the damage was pathetic, to tier 6, where it's stupid, to tier 10, where, frankly, it's getting a little bit ludicrous. Let's line up on the Richie again.
Engaging
Bombs up.
enemy.
Correct these strafe as we go. Bomb's
Taking
gone.
Fire. Returning to ship.
Only one, but we got him on fire, and I think he popped his damn cons, so we'll kick up. Snap round, slam on the brakes. And Richie's actually turning. I went the wrong way. Fine. Easy fix. Turn back. Line it up. commit the dive. Come on, Richie. Bombs. Okay, so that's 60,000 in 5 minutes. I'm barely trying. Rockets again, please.
Maintaining present course.
I also need to get some fighters up. Yeah, it looks absolutely impressive, I have to agree there. Okay, he's going to get his fighters through this time. So, again, we'll bully the Richelieu. We will, however, dump some fighters there. There's been some suggestion that maybe being able to set a marshalling point on the map for the likes of fighter sweeps might be an idea. I'm not sure how I feel about that, but...
Taking fire. Returning to ship.
Oh, God. Okay. What do you bet we kill it on this pass?
Approaching target. We're under attack. Returning.
Nope, he's not dead, but that strips another 4,000, so we'll make a couple of passes on the Xin Yang and see what happens. Just put reserves back in. That might do it. That would certainly encourage people to be more cautious. Now, let's see how this goes against a small boat. I believe that's what you call saturation. Did anyone get the numbers of the damage there? So we're coming at 81,000 to start with. Turn back for this last strike. Stabilize.
Taking fire. Returning.
2 hits, 1,000 damage. Meh. We'll try the torp bombers.
Maintaining present course.
82,000 damage, 6 minutes, just over. Yes. Try slowing down a bit for best drops. I could do Salaric, I could do. But as noted, given that these things have basically gone to analogous, well, essentially the World of Warships equivalent of World of Tanks artillery, you really do want to maintain rapid transit times and the high sortie rate as best you can. So, let's go have a look at Tovey, who for some reason is on a Bismarck. Death to the traitor. Hello, Biscuit.
We're under attack.
Right. Turn it in. Slow it down. And commit.
Approaching target.
Drop stabilizes.
Taking
Minimum
fire.
distance. Away we go. Accelerate up. That's a lot of torpedoes. Let's circle round and go for the Armagee. Or we could just try for the double drop. Yeah, any kind of maneuvering with torpedo bombers means you lose a lot of accuracy. On the other hand, shotgun spread, and that was still 2 hits. So let's turn it back, slow it down, reverse angle on the Armagee. There we go.
Engaging enemy.
Stabilize.
Enemy battleship foundered.
Yeah, in fact, you have to have the torp bombers set ready from a very long way away. So back to the rockets. Go! Fly, my pretties, fly! Let's spot the end. Over. AA? What AA? Yes. BTD could do it. Accuracy was kind of a suggestion more than anything else. Let's try slowing it right down. 213 knots. No, I don't think that made any difference, to be perfectly honest. Do need to hit these guys broadside, however.
Engaging enemy.
Stabilize.
We're under attack. Returning to ship.
Another 6. Then again, stern to bow. It's basically launching a almost rectangular grid. So let's try it.
Engaging enemy.
Let's try it diagonally.
We're under attack.
There we go. 14 hits. I mean, the hit rate's not brilliant. I think that's what they're using to contain it, but holy... Yeah. AA was not making a dent. That was 121,000, and I was barely trying. Still got outscored by one of the bots, which is a touch embarrassing. Yeah, that's silly. And as noted, I mean, anti-air... Okay, it was tier 8s, but let's see. I lost 8 to the Midway. Actually, what did I lose? Detailed report. You're joking. I lost 1 plane in the course of an 8-minute, 120,000 damage fest. Holy. That is... Yeah. That's just a little bit OP. Let's give Midway another go and just see if that was a fluke before we move on to Hakuryu. Perfectly balanced release next patch. Not quite next patch. Yeah, OP just a little, perhaps. Yeah, wow. Okay, but yeah, we'll try a bit more conservative with the torpedo bombs at this point. I think the torpedo bombers are probably the hardest to use at this tier. Because the dive bombs, you can get used to, but the torpedo bombs, you can't correct once you've started your run, or you just take so much of an accuracy hit. Then again, I'm using the keyboard to aim, so it might be that you can get away with gradual adjustments on the mouse. We'll try that as well. Wargaming balance won't be wrong, right? Right? It's funny that we've suddenly got the opposite problem to the one we had at tier 4. Also with, of course, I had a +2 advantage, but oh my word. Yeah, the prospect of 2 tier 10 carriers getting into a game that's mostly tier 8 like that, yeah, that's going to be carnage. Wow. That was a bit too easy. Gentler turns, don't throw it. Okay, well, we've got tier 10 across the board this time, so hopefully slightly more resistant targets. Of course, it's possible that this will just turn into another stomp fest. And what I'm going to do is move the carrier up to there. Full ahead, and as before, get the fighters up for air defense, and we'll start with the torpedo bombers, I think. Yes, so do I, Data, because if they don't, against the likes of, let's see, 2 Des Moines, a Minotaur, Montana Flak, Kurfürst, even Yamato packs a decent amount of flak, and they've got 2 Mega Duckies, so that's not the unfriendliest flak setup possible, but it's a pretty rough one, or at least it ought to be. We'll see how it goes. A biplane with rockets. Kind of unusual, I have to admit. I'm trying to think of that. I know the Hurricanes could carry rockets. Couldn't fire them with the flaps down, or the backblast tore your flaps off and then you couldn't land safely. But that was a minor detail. Right, torpedo bombers, go. Fly, my pretties, fly. And look, I mean, just look at how fast those rocket planes were in the air. You really, really have got to be fast out of the blocks on this thing. A CV that's not loading on time is going to be an absolute nightmare for your team. Okay, dumping fighters for defense. Rocket plane should drive right into them, and then there we go. Wow, the minimap update's actually having trouble keeping up with the sheer speed of the aircraft. Oi, quit it. Oh, he's going for me.
The ship is on fire.
Well, that's surprise. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Flak's bagging a couple, and I've got some more there. So let's have a look at this Des Moines. Commit the approach. Hands off the controls. Stabilize this. Lead the attack.
Taking fire. Returning to ship.
Fish gone. And okay, taking some damage. Let's commit to the next run. Yeah, you do need to use the mouse to adjust here. And commit.
Taking fire. Returning.
And I lost the second wave. Rockets up. Also, I don't appear to have hit anything in the process. Oh no, there we go. 2 hits on the Yamato. The Des Moines must have either
Taking
dodged
fire.
or just not been in the general area.
Engaging enemy.
Okay.
We're under attack. Returning.
Anti-air destroyer. Yeah. Maneuver. Circle back. Let's look at the curve first. Yeah, you have to lead more for the tops. It's one of those things that you need to get a bit used to. Like anything. This is a learning curve as much as anything.
We're under attack. Returning to ship.
Okay, 8 pens, 18 bounces. Go have a look at the Hakuryu. Oh, wow. Okay, note to self. The flak at tier 10 can be pretty brutal. Let's get the high X bombers up. I may be overextending in a carrier.
Airborne.
There we go, it does mean I can get the HE bombs going.
Taking fire.
Turn in. Commit.
Approaching target. Taking fire. Returning.
Okay, taking a pretty heavy pounding from Des Moines and a Kurfürst overlap. Yeah. Okay, so the
Taking
flak
fire.
did get pretty brutal there. Let's get the torp bombers up.
Airborne. Taking fire.
Yeah. You could argue, yes, you could argue that.
Taking fire.
Okay.
Engaging
Torp bombers
enemy.
committing. Targeted point. Let's give it a bit more lead this time.
Taking
Torps
fire.
running.
Returning to ship.
Let's see how those do. Yeah, he's not dodging that anytime soon, is he? But wow, I only got the one side. Okay, so tier 10 flak's just a bit more effective. That Harugumo's getting close. I'm not sure how many boats I've actually got shooting at me at the moment.
We're under attack. Returning to ship.
I mean, let's see, we've got the Harugumo, the Kurfürst, and probably the Des Moines long-range flak going as well.
Engaging enemy. Taking fire. Returning.
71,000 so far. Accelerate up. Skid back. So we've got Bearcats.
Engaging enemy. We're under attack. Returning to ship.
Mercy was not found by anybody. Okay, and yeah, close range. Des Moines and Kurfürst overlapping are doing quite a bit. So, dive bombers, I think.
Airborne.
Accelerate up.
We're under attack.
Get to the bow of the Kurfürst. Turn back. Start your
Taking
run.
fire. Approaching target.
Committing.
We're under attack. Returning to ship.
Yeah, it's you need multiple ships overlapping that flak to really stop a tier 10.
Approaching
Kind of worrying when you consider we were talking about a Des Moines and a Kurfürst working together. Bomb's gone. I'll take the fires because I can. Heal away. Let's soak up. And yeah, we're out healing the long range flak. So it's only a short burst.
We're under under attack.
Yeah, flak and A. I think they've just amped it all up at tier 10, which does create a bit of a problem when you then get up tiered. Because imagine a Shokaku having to deal with this level of flak, or as we saw earlier, tier 8 bombers having to deal with tier 10 flak. Sorry, tier 8 ships having to deal with tier 10 aircraft. Not pretty. 126,000. It's not really slowing me down very much, is it? Wow. Okay, I withdraw my comment. Mind you, I'm only putting a few planes in the air. I'm launching partial squadrons here. So, let's line it up. Target the Des Moines. Oh, the Minotaurs arrived as well. Drop it in. Target them both. Torpedoes away. RTB. Get the rockets up. So this is why it might be a good idea at times to go for the quick reload on the planes. Secure. Launch. It's past. Miss that. Accelerate. Get out of range of everything. Yeah, so that's basically a Des Moines, a Minotaur, and a Kurfürst having a go and not losing that many planes, it has to be noted. Okay, targeting the Kurfürst. Again.
We're under attack. Returning to ship.
Ooh. He felt that. Mind you, I felt that one. Turn back, I'm going to lose this squadron. Fine. Okay. And I'm cycling the planes so fast at the moment, I'm actually having to put partial squadrons in the air. So, in fact, I am... If you look at my status bar at the bottom, just down here, you can see that I've only got 9 planes ready to go. I'm going to have to wait for the squadrons to recover. And that Minotaur is coming round the corner. I am not going to be able to wait for the squadrons to recover. Hello, angry boat. Not that I really care. 142,000 damage. Target is last known vector.
Approaching target. We're under attack. Taking fire.
There we are. Nice of him to fire. Only one hit though. Return to the carrier. Okay, and again, because I've cycled through my planes so fast, now I'm starting to have a damage output problem. Yes. Judge, just think of them as being rocket-powered high explosive shells. That seems as good a description as any.
Approaching target. Taking fire. Taking fire. Returning.
That time. So yes, if you fly into massed heavy flak, you will still lose enough planes that your DPM output gets severely curtailed.
Taking fire.
It's just not the complete crippler it is if you, say, hit a current system and run yourself out of planes. Maybe I should move the carrier. Bah, you're no fun, guys. Maybe you should remove the carriers. Ah, heresy. Heresy! Might be required, however. Let's get the rockets up again. They're recovering a lot faster than everything else. Go, 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 go. My target. I kill. Mine.
Enemy. We're under attack. Returning.
147,000. And I'm not even doing a particularly good job. As noted, I wasn't doing much to conserve my aircraft.
Taking fire. Returning to ship.
Yeah, he's dead.
Returning to ship. We're under attack.
Torp bombers, go.
Airborne.
Is he gonna burn?
We're under attack.
No. Oh, there he is. Right, turn
Enemy
him.
cruiser sunk.
Dump the torpedoes. Switch to mouse aiming. Very... Okay, not really gently correcting at all, to be honest. But scattershot, so if he does evade, he's probably No, he turned in and just
Taking
rolled
fire.
with the fish. Something to bear in mind if you are going to try a close range run.
Engaging enemy.
Committing. Bombs away. One.
Returning
Retrieve
to
that.
ship. Taking
Rockets
fire.
up again. Mind you, I'm angled, so he's going to have
Taking
real trouble
fire.
getting through the hull.
Airborne.
I'm thinking actually bow to stern might be the best approach for these
We're
guys,
under
but
attack.
skidded in.
Engaging enemy. Taking fire. Returning.
Not that it mattered, that was 11 hits. 160. Oh, that's a human. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm on. Turn it back. Ah, we've won. Wow. Is there still a need for AA build cruisers? Yeah, the deck will bounce at the right angle. Okay, so let's have a quick look. So, yeah, wow, 2,800 in the Worcester. Des Moines ran up 46 plane kills. I was feeding him. Minotaur 29. Midway, oh dear. Woo. Yeah, that's brutal. That is absolutely brutal. Wasn't this enough magic? Oh no, now we start playing around with the sorcery. Before we go and have a quick look at the planes on this thing. So, F8F Bearcat, 5-inch rockets, 16 per plane. That's 48 rockets per salvo. That's overkill, to be perfectly frank. 9% fire chance, 33. Okay, that's a biggie. 33mm penetration. That means battleships can't bounce these off plate. If they drop the pen on the rockets down to, say, around about 30 or even below the 27 threshold, that would do a lot to rein in the damage coming off the Midway. The other thing we need to check is what the loadouts of the BTD-1 bomber was. So, Douglas BTD-1. Okay, so Douglas BTD-1, initial orders were placed in 1941, designed to replace both the Dauntless and the Helldiver. Okay, 30 were built. They basically didn't do very well. None were saw combat. The war ended. Let's see. Power mass, 7.9 pounds per horsepower. Guns, up to 3,200 pounds in the bomb bay, or two 2,000 pound torpedoes. So, theoretically, you could probably have got two 2,000 pound bombs onto pylons, but you would have been getting somewhat at the limits of what the plane could handle. As noted, they were cancelled in favour of the Sky Raiders that came along afterwards. So, yeah, that dive bomber loadout is frankly pushing what the plane could handle. The torpedoes, however, are completely correct. It could carry 2 torpedoes, 883 kilos mass. Yeah, 5,000 damage would be about right for the Mark 13 Mod 2. Right, let's go have a look at the Hakuryu, see what we can do here. Of course, Hakuryu, Japanese carrier, she gets armor-piercing bombs. Okay, that's a bit of an issue. So, I think it's supposed to be the Type 2 number 80 Mark 5 Mod 1 Special. Only gets 1, but 9,600 per. They might need to do something about the spacing there. Just a little. Okay. Let's get her into the air and see what happens. Sky Raider is base. Sky Raider is love. Sky Raider is life. Sky Raider is Korea War, not World War II, which is probably why Wargaming went with the late World War II prototype. I don't think there's going to be any wallololololling going on here, Legolas. Except possibly the kind of wallololololling that results in things exploding. Which I don't think the Priests and Age of Empires ever did. They were mostly healers and controllers, weren't they? Okay, Tier 10 game, 1 carrier per. The flak could be worse. They've got a Worcester. The Moskvas might have defensive fire, maybe. But only 1 dedicated AA cruiser on each boat. Of course, they've got a pair of Harugumus. I've got a Daring and a Harugumu. Actually, no, I've got a Shimakaze. Wow. One of our TV humans actually took out a Shimakaze. Turning Krapus into 8Ms and Ryuseis into 10 eyes. Okay, well, let's get in and have a look at the deck. So, yeah. Also, what is going on with the planes? I mean, those are some really good parking brakes. Look at where the tail wheels are. That's, yeah. Whoops. Okay, fighters up.
Battle starts.
And as before, we'll just park up somewhere nice and near to rapidly cycle the planes and also get the AP bombers going. Bear in mind that I've just launched 12 out of my 20 available planes, so it does take a while to get things back in the air. And yes, J5N 10 eyes. That's not all planes have that levitating tail wheel. Yeah, it's just one of those niggles, kind of like the Romulan cloaking devices. Okay, our Korea's put torp bombers up. Wait, how many? Oh yeah, 12. Hey boys, fighters away. Okay, let's go have a look at the Republics. Oh, thank you, Tamanon. Thank you for the Prime subscription. Fighters are chasing him. Carriers are on the move. He should start taking some damage, and I'm in line on the Republic, so...
Torpedoes to port.
Oh, he dropped. Turn back. Get the line right. Pop my heel to keep everything intact. And committing.
We're under attack.
1 penetration. And a lot of damage. I lost almost half the health of that. I think possibly because the Worcester has popped its defensive. Also because I didn't pop a heal. Commit. Come on. Bomb gone. 1 over, 1 pen. Right. Okay, dive bombers might be a little tricky to use, so let's try the torpedo bombers. Also, I lost pretty much the entire squadron doing that, which may not have been wise. Yeah. Wargame knows that the Doolittle raid was done by the Japanese. Maybe. Okay, let's go bully new CV. So, 4 torpedoes per salvo compared to the 8 that the Americans are dumping, but... Torpedoes away. And we'll take a look at Z-52, see if we can bully him. Nope. Nothing like enough reach on those fish, and the Harugumus actually turned back. You know, I think I might be able to cross-drop new CV, if I get this right.
Approaching target.
Nope, okay. Right, wow. Yeah, that's quite a long arming distance on those, and the speed of them doesn't help matters.
Main torpedoes to port.
Those cowlings in mid-war. Well, let's see what the Rapus can do. Targeting the Worcester. Bomb. Committing attack.
Returning.
6 pens, 2 fires. Okay, nice incendiary effect, but I lost about a third of my health going through that flak, which was basically short range off the Republic and the Worcester. Okay, get on, got boat.
Taking fire. Returning to ship. Returning to ship.
RTB then.
Taking fire.
Torpedo bombers up. Vertical takeoff from the
Airborne.
bombers. Ahem. Let's go have a look at that Moskva. Gormley there doesn't seem to be doing very much. Oh, wait, there's a Minotaur on the... Wait, no, we'd have seen him by now. Okay.
We're under attack.
Oh, wait, no, there's a Minotaur there.
Approaching
Dive, dive, dive. I mean, just look at the arming distance on those.
We're under attack. Returning to ship.
That's kind of long, actually. You can't point blank those at all. Toby, come on, we want you dead, mate.
Engaging enemy. Taking fire. Returning.
And, okay, AP bombs are back. This is a lot
Maintain
trickier to
present
use than
course.
what... Worcester? Oops. Oh, well, that's a new one.
Taking
So-
fire.
Be able to make a hard right here. Lock on to the Minotaur. He should be around here somewhere.
Engaging enemy.
Okay, seriously, are we running on pure line of sight with these things? Because it took a while to... I think the air detection might be on line of sight. That's interesting. Well, we can have another go at the Minotaur. We've got him stern to bow at this point.
Engaging enemy.
Committing. Commit. Bombs.
Taking fire. Returning.
And somehow missed the lot.
Returning.
Well, let's
We're under
RTB.
attack.
Get the rockets up. Line of sight air detection at line. You know what? I think that's exactly what's going on here.
Taking fire. Taking
Whether it's
fire.
line of sight
Approaching
flak
target.
as well. No, it isn't. I mean, look at the fact that he's already got his planes and flak going.
Taking fire. Returning.
Right, so Hakuryu seems to be a lot less brutal than Midway. Less weapons per plane, less... Well,
Approaching
arguably less
target.
planes in the air. Certainly harder to use.
Taking fire. Returning.
Didn't stop me starting 2 fires off 2
Returning.
rockets.
Torpedoes to port.
Thank you, McCavity. Yay! Hello, Raiders. Welcome to the Carrier Beta,
Maintaining
where
present
we've just
course.
discovered that every horror story you've heard about the Midway, yeah, they're all completely true. Barely scratching the surface of that. Hakuryu is a lot more balanced.
We're under
You'll also note
attack.
that we have line of sight spotting on aircraft
Approaching
now.
target.
Also, that is a ridiculously long arming distance on those torpedoes. That's close to 3 kilometers arm run. Well, let's have a look at the Moskva.
Returning to ship.
Just
We're
dump the
under
weapons
attack.
and let them run. And abort
Returning.
that, get the
Taking
planes
fire.
back.
Torpedoes to starboard.
And I'm out of planes. And hello, you people, absolutely. That's the Discord. Come and join the party. Yeah,
Maintaining present course.
Oh, did actually hit the motto. 6,000 off the torpedo. Yeah. Note to self. We'll go back to Midway after this game, and I want to have a look at the arming distance on those torpedoes. Because I'm pretty sure the arming distance on Hakuryu's
Taking
torp
fire.
bombs is considerably longer than the arming distance on Midway's. So let's see, stabilizing the bomb. Ooh. Heal. Nope, they're all dead. They're all dead, Jim. They're all dead. And I'm... Okay, note to self. We're going to have to wait for the planes to recover. And that's something that I'm definitely going to have to invest in, putting quicker recovery and survivability on the planes at tier 10, especially to deal with flak. Especially if you've got to deal with multiple tanked up targets like a Minotaur and a Republique. So, this is a very, very slow recovery. Come on, guys. Uncrate those planes. Faster! Faster! It looked pretty boring to Midway. Yes, then it just looked ludicrous. Midway is in, frankly, dire need of a nerf. Okay, let's get the rocket bombers up. And yep, that was a vertical takeoff.
We're under attack. Approaching target. We're under attack. Returning. The ship is on fire. Taking fire. Engaging enemy.
Yeah.
Maintaining present course. We're under attack. Engaging enemy. Taking fire. Taking fire. Returning to ship.
Yeah, this is definitely a problem. The the sheer slowness at which the bombers recover is standing. If you end up cycling all of your planes into flak or general close range support, it's gonna get ugly real quick. Where are his torpedoes? Did he even launch, or did they all get knocked down by the fighters? Huh. Yeah, why do I get that feeling as well? I could almost argue that Hakuryu might be even in need of a slight buff, to be completely honest here. Wonder what's capping A.
Airborne.
Let's go scout. Well, whatever it is, it's... Oh, it's there. Hello, Hagumo.
Approaching target. We're under attack.
No. Okay. Okay, you can alter your speed, but doesn't affect the accuracy of the aiming circle. So let's loop back. Go have another look-see.
Engaging enemy.
Come on, Ho-Ho.
Returning.
Contact.
Engaging enemy. Returning. Maintaining present course. We're under attack.
Yeah, they also committed to no subs. Oops. Fighters down. Right, let's get this torque run going. Stabilize the run. Hello, Algamo. And yoink.
Returning. We're under attack. Returning to ship. We're under attack. The ship is on fire. Maintaining present course.
Torpedoes are running. Don't think he's going to dodge everything. In fact, I think I might have him. One hit. Boo.
We're under attack. Approaching target.
Mid dive.
The ship is on fire. Taking fire. Returning.
Almost got him. Snap back. Circle out for a stern to bow kill run. Brakes on. Commit the attack. Leading in.
Taking fire.
Saturation. Still not dead. Fine, I have some more planes on the deck. Loop it back. Just need one more rocket hit.
We're under attack.
Which I didn't get. Okay, pop fighters, pop repairs, get rockets up. Who's gonna die first, I wonder?
Airborne. We're under attack. The ship is on fire. Taking fire.
Bah! We took each other out.
Enemy destroyer.
Yeah. Yeah, so Hakuryu very definitely seems harder to play than Midway. I mean, Midway I did 160,000 damage, barely trying in 2 separate games. And we'll go back to her in a moment. Because, as noted, I want to take a look at the arming distance on her torpedoes. But I think I can claim that Republic as well. Come on, go, 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 go. My kill. Mine. Give. Okay, commit that. Maintain speed. Adjust. Seriously, 5 non-pens. And there we go. Final salvo of rockets. All missed and splashed the water. Right, well. Yeah. Okay, so Hakuryu, only about 50,000-60,000 damage. Lost the carrier. Lot harder to use the torpedo bombers. So let's swing back to Midway because I want to have a look at torp bombers. Does it say the minimum? Okay, range arming torpedoes 244 meters. Range arming on Hakuryu's torpedoes 660 meters. Wow. Just wow. Also, please note that the torpedoes are always detectable. The moment they hit the water, you will see them. Okay, you can kind of argue that you can see them come off the plane. Hakuryu just playing the wrong plane. Yes, they're not. They aren't 10 eyes, I know. Type 91 mod 8, single torpedo 10,000, 4 per, so 40,000 compared to... Yeah, that's a huge difference. Midway you get a lot closer, and there's a much shorter runtime, even if the torpedoes are shorter ranged. Oh, and that's with torpedo acceleration on as well, by the way. Yeah, that's... Given the sheer speed of these planes, honestly, the Midway torps are just better. There's no other word for it. Even they're just so much easier to use and harder to dodge. Idea, just a sundial tied to the detonator. You might not be wrong there, Magnus. You might not be wrong. Longer runtime, less time in the AA bubble. Yeah, but Finbar... Bear in mind that that is... Well, give me a second, because... You're looking at a runtime... let me just do the maths for a sec. So, torp bombers, we're looking at 38 knots over 3.2 kilometers. 250 meters at 38 knots. Hakuryu, you're looking at a minimum of a 600 meter run. By my reckoning, the Japanese torpedoes minimum, you are looking at a runtime of 1.5 times the American torpedoes, which is enough to get out of the way, honestly. I mean, those were against bots, and you saw just how much trouble I was having landing hits. Do you even enter the long-range bubble of some ships? Well, if you drop at long range, no, you don't. But good luck hitting anything if you drop at maximum range. If you drop at point blank, 660 meters, then yes, you are going to end up inside the inner AA bubble. That would... You're absolutely right, Magnus. If the Hakuryu had a higher skill floor but did more damage, then that would work, but people would just use the Midway. I mean, tell you what, let's do that. Let's go back to Midway for a second, and I'll show you the difference between what happens if you have a Midway, what happens if you have a Hakuryu. All other things being as equal as we can make them. the Knutsman Kex, you're not wrong. The torpedoes on the Hakuryu have a range of 6.4 and a spotting distance of 6.7, so they do get spotted immediately, no matter what you do. So, yeah, I mean, I landed one hit against a Arugamo that basically wasn't paying attention, because I pretty much caught him in smoke. I wouldn't want to try using those torps against a halfway competent opponent who was playing for keeps. At all. Anyhow, come on, Midway. It's mostly bots, of course. Server population is on the floor. It's beta, what do you expect? And we'll see what happens. As I say, so far, Midway, 2 games tonight, basically did 150, 160k in both and barely had to try. And I forgot to tweak the mods around for a quicker turnaround on the planes. The ship was an actual human ranger, yes it was. I think he just got distracted. Right, coming up on the bot limit, so it should tick in a couple of seconds. A couple of seconds. Maybe. I expected the servers to be flooded. No, that's just the ships after the torpedoes get to them. Oh boy, it's curb stomp time. Tier 8 targets. And a Tier 8 Lexington and a Tier 10 Midway on the enemy team. Let's have us some fun. Also, I am going to sight the carrier a bit further back this time, just so I don't completely lose my planes in record time. What we have here is called a turkey shoot. Maybe. Zuikaku is nowhere around, and as you noted, yeah, the planes aren't exactly in position for their takefall, although some of them do have tricycle undercarriages, so can be forgiven in that regard. In fact, I think all of Midway's planes have tricycle undercarriages, so they would be balanced like that in the normal course things. Not sure why they have tail dragger wheels as well, but there you go. Shouldn't those be hooks rather than tail dragger wheels? Ah. Details, details. 2, 1, and okay. Defensive fighters up, carrier going in circles. Rocket launchers go. This is kind of silly.
Maintaining present course.
Is this perhaps near the Marianas? I do not know. Go turbo! Yeah, the planes don't hang about at tier 10. Whee! Oh, hello, carrier. Right, we'll start with that Chapayev, I think. Oh, hello, Kagero. Right, line up the attack run.
We're under attack. Returning.
3. Launched a bit early, actually. Made a mess of that. Don't go near the Midway's flak, because that will be bad. Skid it back.
Engaging
Lock on
enemy.
again. Target Chapayev. Stabilize the rockets.
We're under attack. Returning to ship.
11 hits in the fire. Accelerate up and away. Turn back. Kagero. You were around here somewhere. There you are.
Engaging enemy.
Come here, small and poorly anti-air on. Oh, never mind. Messed that up. Unfortunately, if you do make a mess of a run, you kind of have to make a mad dash to find another target.
Returning to ship.
And we'll skid back onto the Chapayev again. Bear in mind, this is 48 5-inch rockets a salvo.
Engaging enemy. Taking fire. Returning to ship.
Boom. Right, torpedoes.
Maintaining present course.
Well, actually, I want to put some defensive fighter cover down over the lead fleet, so we'll just dump the patrol fighters there, then turn onto the Chapayev. Poor Courbet doesn't know what he's got coming. Don't they? Okay, fine. The ammunition cost was really... Ah, it's Murica. They can afford it.
We're under attack.
Okay.
Engaging enemy.
Commit this. I mean, you see the difference in the salvos here. Drop.
Taking fire. Returning.
Manages to torpedo beat, but now that he's committed,
Engaging enemy.
cut in, drop again.
We're under attack.
Scatter the drop a
Returning to
little,
ship.
didn't have time to completely stabilize it. Let's go have a look at that other Chapayev. Oh, one hit. And a flooding. Not sure who I hit. Oh, the Bismarck.
Approaching target.
Need to start your run about 5 kilometers out here. You can see the minimum drop distance. Go.
We're under attack. Returning.
And HE bombers up.
Maintaining present course.
Can't track the warheads, however. 3 hits on the Bismarck, 13,000.
Taking fire.
There's Courbet.
Hull breach. We're taking on water
Crack
quickly.
the bombs. Okay, commit
Approaching
that.
target.
Go into the dive. Turn hard to counter it.
Taking fire.
Bad angle, but still got a hit.
Approaching target. We're under attack. Returning to ship.
The enemy team has taken the lead.
Right, retrieve those torp bombers again, I think. Am I flooding? No, I'm not.
Maintaining present course.
That's kind of a thing. The carriers now have very short flooding timers. Although the Midway is having a very good go at killing me. And the fighters
The ship
are in
is
the
on
wrong
fire.
place. So yeah, that fire burns itself out in a couple of seconds. Not minutes, seconds.
We're under attack.
Oh, now I'm flooding.
Hull
3,
breach. We're
2,
taking on water
1.
quickly.
Engaging enemy.
Stabilize on the Kagero. And drop.
We're under attack. Returning.
Shotgun torpedoes. Let's see how that works for him.
Engaging enemy.
Hold on. Target this Chapayev.
Taking
Drop
fire.
again.
Returning.
I'll break. No, don't have a shot on the last Chapayev there. Let's turn back and hit this guy.
Approaching target. Taking fire. Returning to ship.
Pop a repair party, pop fresh fighters, get the rockets back up. And I wasted those torpedoes. Whee! Yeah, I think that other Midway may in fact want me dead. But I don't care.
Taking fire. Approaching target.
It drop, stabilize.
We're under attack. Returning.
Ridiculous quantity of firepower, but not much actual damage. So let's look at Buckmaster.
Approaching target. We're under attack. Returning to ship.
Yeah, definitely need to run those stern to bow to get the best results.
Approaching target.
The ship is on fire.
We're under attack. Returning to ship.
Don't get me wrong, this is very visually pretty. This is not the damaged monster of the last 2 games, no. Well, okay, torp bombers again if you don't mind.
Maintaining present course.
See what we can do with Biscuit.
The ship is on fire.
Oh look, I'm on fire again. I think that Midway has spent the entire game trying to kill me. To very little success, it must be said. Hello, Biscuit.
We're under attack. Engaging enemy.
Stabilize the torpedoes.
Taking
Drop.
fire. Returning.
Turn back.
Approaching target.
Let's catch this guy broadside and point blank. Go.
We're under attack. Returning.
Circle around again, and he's going to eat, what, 4, 6?
The ship is on fire.
Engaging enemy. Returning. Taking fire.
The ship is on fire.
Yep, I think that Midway has in fact spent the entire game just trying to kill me. The Daka is real.
We're under attack.
Haha, I only paid for 2 good rounds. Well,
We're under
maybe.
attack. Returning.
90,000 damage. Yeah, bad round in the Midway. 90,000 damage, and oh, that Bismarck is so dead. Right, let's go find something else to bully. The Orkney? Yeah, I think so. Where are you? There you are. Excuse me. Brakes.
Engaging enemy.
Ah,
Taking
damn it.
fire.
Missed the run. Unfortunately, what you can't do is abort a run if you miss, so you do pay an opportunity cost if you
We're
can't find
under
a target,
attack. Returning.
or you can just find something else and, well, bully that instead. Do have some fighters to deal with, however, so go, 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 go. Need to outrun these guys or I'm going to lose a lot of my planes. Where'd that Orkney go? There he is.
Engaging enemy. We're under attack. Returning to ship. Returning to ship.
Okay. High explosive bombers. Actually, no, abort that.
Airborne.
Actually, no, I can get away with this. We'll plonk a defensive fighter screen over the carrier before we go. Yes, as you say, it's a very, very odd progression. The tier 4 and the client appears to have crashed. Yep, whoops, okay. Stack overflow, the application must exit. Whoopsie. It's wargaming. I think apparently that was too much for even the game to handle. Let's get the test client back up. Too much fun in the Midway games. Prague crashed it. The warning climbs to mind. The client can't handle. Oh, yeah. That wasn't even a decent Midway game for another 5 matches. Insert £12. I think you're wrong. Aren't you? Maybe? Right. Let's get this back up and running. Connect. Erase the footage of unbalanced Midway. No, too late for that. Local recorders got it. No burying the evidence of that one. Okay. Still not dead. Still not dead, but everything else is. Hello, planes. Okay, I have control back. Hey guys, sorry about that. Minor details. Also, my carrier appears to have Oh, right, we're over there. The plane's carried on going. That's interesting. I suppose it was that or stop and fall out of the sky. Luckily, the defensive fighters are still going as well. Where's that Ognivoy? There he is. And the Richelieu's a good target as well. So we'll do one pass on the Ognivoy and then move on to Ritchie. Assuming the Lexington leaves anything to bully.
Engaging enemy. We're under attack. We're under attack. Returning to ship.
Mogami got him. Fine, well, the Ritchie should be here. There she is. Committing.
Approaching target.
Just got a quick glimpse of her. Come on, correct this drop. Bomb's gone.
We're under attack. Returning to ship.
And then the Lexington comes in behind me and finishes the job. Right, well, that just leaves the carriers, doesn't it? Hello, Lexi. We need to have a quick word. Short, violent words full of pain. Let's dump the fighters.
Taking fire.
Pop the defensive to go in. He's got his own fighters up, so commit this. Skid it in. Bombs
Taking
away.
fire.
Not that that's really going to do very much.
Returning.
So,
We're under attack.
pop defensives, and we'll get the rockets up. Wait, no, Yep, good. Got the rockets up.
Airborne.
Whee! Half a second more, yeah. Midway is lower. And yeah, even then, bad game, crashed, and still done 113,000 damage. And I've not even started farming the carriers yet. Hello, Lexi. Would you like to play a game? It's called Can We Explode? Also, can I drop some fighters? And it's crashed again. Another scene graph overflow. Well, give me a second. I need Photoshop. Game no light. I think the game's insert more coins. Yes, you're not wrong there. You're not wrong. Right, I need Photoshop just for a second. I think the game may be deciding that I'm being too cruel to the underage planes. Who knows? Let's see. File. New from clipboard. There we go. And then I want to grab that one and print screen that and drop that one as well. File. Oh, come on. New from clipboard. There we go. Okay, both of those are stored and saved. So, okay, that. Kill the app. There we go. Back into the launcher. Bot hired hackers. yeah, it was fine last night. It was fine the night before. I'm just wondering if there are just so many assets flying around in tier game that there might be I wonder if there's a memory leak somewhere. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so at the moment, World of Warships is consuming about 1.5 gigs at the title screen. Let's actually get into a game. I wonder if it's just a case that there are too many entities flying around. The bot is the hacker. True Vator testing. Absolutely, Water. It's not a Vator if it doesn't explode at least twice. Oh. Well, we're not dead yet. The Richelieu's still there. Maybe Clubson is now attacking me directly. Who knows?
General quarters.
We've lost the Lexi. Go! Go, little planes! Also, go carrier.
Autopilot mode enabled.
Wow! Detonated the Richelieu. Okay. Right, so if I make one pass on the Lex to kill it, the Midway might flood out. Ah, who am I kidding? Come on, don't crash. Don't crash. Don't crash.
Taking fire.
The Midway is going down. There you go. Midway actually flooded. And Lexington, no they aren't, is toast.
We've sunk an enemy aircraft carrier.
So let's see, the client crashed, what? Twice? And it was a bad game, and I still did 115,000 damage. Yeah. That kinda sums up the new carriers. They're just a little bit brutal. Yeah, the computer is trying to put stuff in places there aren't enough stuff for. I've only got about 1/3 of my memory committed. It was actually a scene overflow. So I think there were too many entities for the game engine to keep track of. I mean, you saw that it had a very definite stagger trying to load the port. So yeah, the Midway. Let's, as I said, tweak this so you can add in more survivability for the planes, so yay. And what we can also do is tweak the modules around, because one of these modules, I'm trying to remember which one, flight control, here we are, reduces preparation time and adds maximum planes available. So let's load that instead, so I'm not going to run myself out of planes quite so fast. And also, Tier 8 attacking Tier 10 does get a very significant boost as well. Okay. Right, let's try that again. Hopefully without the crashing, burning and screaming this time. Plenty of flak, noise, chaos, ships exploding, officers having minor panic attacks. I don't know if that last one actually happened, but yeah, it wasn't a good day if a carrier decided it wanted you dead in World War II and your own air defense wasn't up to it. Okay, just the one carrier this time, but a lot more in the way of AA boats. A couple of Baltimores and a Charlie. Right. Let's see how this goes. So, as before, I'm going to have the carrier sail in circles until I have a better idea of what's going on. Defensive patrol will go up first of all, and then we'll put the rocket planes in the air. Just go scouting and see what there is to shoot. Well, that's the thing, Kex. It was absolutely fine last night. And honestly, I can normally thrash this game around at maximum settings without any trouble whatsoever. If it is crashing, then that's useful data for wargaming. So I'll be sending them the dumps as and when.
Battle starts.
Fighters up. Rocket planes to follow. Away we go.
Airborne.
And whee! Yeah, I don't need to worry about turbo planes. I mean, 20 seconds in and we're already doing a scouting run. Hello, Richelieu. Right, I think... Oh, there's a Baltimore there as well. Right, so we'll go bow to stern on the Ritchie, I think. And we'll do this at
Engaging
speed.
enemy. We're under attack. Returning.
Hit the brakes, turn it back.
We're under attack.
Commit.
Engaging
Line up the
enemy.
attack. Switch to mouse for control.
We're under attack. Returning.
Circle round. Hit him again.
Approaching target. We're under attack. Returning.
Only 4. Right, so you do have to aim center mass on these things to an extent. Rockets are very, very easy to use. They are literally point and shoot. Let's get in. Have a look at Ritchie once final
Approaching
time.
target. Taking fire. Returning to ship.
There we go. Torpedoes up.
Airborne.
And that's 23,000 damage with the loss of, what, a couple of planes? The Tiny Tims, I don't know, I haven't tried them yet. But if they're anything like the Tiny Tims on the Lexington, they're not worth it compared to the HVARs. The high velocity aerial rockets are just, well,
Taking
murder,
fire.
death, kill.
Approaching target.
Anyhow, we have a ducky to torpedo. Okay, weapons
We're
away.
under attack. Returning to ship.
And then we'll accelerate and go after the Richelieu again. Torps are running. Yeah, Ducky's going to clear those. Again, Tier 8 flak's really not doing very much to Tier 8 bombers. A couple of minor irritations, if that.
Approaching target. We're under attack. Taking
Mid.
fire. Returning.
Not enough lead. Not by a long shot, but might clip him with a couple. One, to be exact.
Approaching target. Returning. Taking fire. Maintaining present course.
And yeah, the ability to put defensive fighters up is absolutely vital. Yeah, basically yes, Finbar. They've tried to cut down the Alpha strike considerably. And to a large extent, they've succeeded. But carriers are now considerably more dangerous in some other respects. Particularly since, as we've noted, Tier 8 flak just doesn't do very much to Tier 10 bombers. Come here.
Taking fire.
Boom.
Enemy cruiser sunk.
Also, you get a limited damage repair ability. Apparently they've discovered duct tape on dive bombers. That's a high tier thing. So, skip back, let's go have a look at this guy. Again, just lead the marker. Bots are smart enough to go evasive, by the way.
Approaching target.
So I don't know how players are going to handle these things.
We're under attack.
Just the two.
Returning.
You know what?
We're under attack.
I'm having better luck with the rockets, aren't I? Yeah.
Airborne.
Well, is this test about... Well, it kind of ought to be. If you want to thrash the engine around and do crash testing, you can do that in-house, but... the simple fact that Midway at the
We're
moment
under
is just
attack.
so
Approaching target.
easy to use.
We're under attack. Returning.
Well, except when you completely fluff your attack run. Hello, Richelieu. Yes, I know, I'm still bullying the French
Engaging
battleship.
enemy.
There's that.
Taking fire. Returning to ship.
Turn back. Okay, let's put this guy
Approaching target.
on an approach. That didn't work. Abort that run, turn away. Run aborts, we can turn back and reset the position for a proper attack run this time.
We're under attack.
So,
Engaging enemy. Taking fire. Returning.
of course, there's an opportunity cost in terms of wasted time. Turn back,
The enemy team has taken the lead.
in.
Returning. Maintaining present course.
Bot smarter than 90% of players. You know, I'd like to say no, but I didn't see a French BB. No, I didn't see one at all. 62,000 damage off a pretty mediocre run so far. Let's get some torpedoes in the water. So remember, we need to aim about 1 ship length ahead at minimum drop radius. And we'll start with that. Actually, we'll start with the Charlie rather than the North Carolina. They're both trying to get Bowen, but the Charlie's a better target. More point, we can kill the Charlie. So, commit to dive. Really have to watch where you're aiming. Weapons away. Drop fighters just to distract his defensive air. Torpedoes running. 1 hit. You have to give a lot more lead than you expected to. And
Taking fire.
okay, committing onto the North Carolina. Okay,
Engaging
stabilize the rump.
The enemy team has taken the lead.
Go. Weapons away. Two hits.
Taking fire. Engaging enemy.
Ah, the hell with it. Fire everything.
Taking fire.
Can be quite tricky to stabilize the launcher. Notice them having no trouble keeping planes in the air with this slightly longer travel time. Oh, clipped him. Shotgun torpedoes do work. Slightly less shotgunned rockets, however, work even better. Turn it back, line up for the usual bow to stern approach.
Taking fire.
Okay,
Engaging
start
enemy.
attack. Committing.
Taking fire. Returning.
11 hits. Right. Bismarck.
Engaging enemy.
Stabilize.
Taking fire. Returning.
14 hits, 2 fires. Yeah, apparently teleporter technology is an ancient art that has long since been lost by everybody.
Engaging enemy.
Hello, Chapayev.
Taking fire. Returning.
Come on, stabilize. There we
Engaging
are.
Enemy. Taking fire. Returning.
$88,000 damage. Again, dodgy run, but I've still got that North Carolina to bully if I want to. Not sure what the other Midway's doing. And yes, a lot more lead. The fact that you virtually have to take your hands off the controls when you're doing a torpedo run does make the rockets a lot easier to use.
We're
Okay,
under attack.
committing.
Engaging enemy.
Unstable. Let's try a long
Taking
range run.
fire.
I think I might have actually launched too far away, but what that will let me do is hopefully... Oh yeah, I mean, those are never going to hit. Let's go for a 45
Engaging enemy.
launch a la Kaga,
Returning to ship.
or just
Taking
not
fire.
stabilize at all. Actually, you know... Skip back. Okay, so you can cross-drop
Engaging
if you're willing to
enemy.
launch at maximum range.
Returning
Also
to
worth noting that if you do maneuver even slightly during the dive, the weapons seem very reluctant. Hang on, those are running straight and normal.
We're under attack.
Is the sight lying to me? That's a very good question. Oh, hello, battleship.
You are the last hope.
Oh dear. We appear to be getting murdered. It stabilized right before I dropped. Yeah.
We're under attack.
And of course, now the NorCal's
Engaging
turning in.
enemy.
So, stabilize.
The enemy is about to win.
Those aren't going to harm in time. Drop fighters. Skid it back. Tuck in, start to drop. Hands off the controls. 3, 2, 1. Yeah. I'm not entirely sure how that stabilization mechanism is meant to be working.
We're under attack.
Rockets, however, idiot-proof. Put crosshair on target, pull
Engaging
trigger,
enemy. We're under attack. Returning
target
to ship.
takes a beating. Turn back.
The ship is on fire.
Toss it in.
Taking fire. Returning to ship. We're under attack. The ship is on fire.
Oh yes, and
Present course.
the cloaking device needs to be fixed as well, guys. I know I've said this before. Yeah, I know.
Taking fire. Engaging enemy. We're under attack. Returning to ship. Approaching target.
Damn it. Too bad you can't click the CV, yeah. It doesn't put people back on neutral ground, only for a little, Nusper. People will figure this out. I mean, that wasn't a great game. I still did 122,000 damage. I don't want to think what the Midway that clocked up 3 kills was doing. So, yeah, Midway is a bit on the brutal side, which is why I'm playing her again. Because, really, that was a bad Midway game. I'm not joking. And don't worry, people will be putting 19-point captains in their carriers. That's what doubloons and Captain XP is for, after all. How about the Hakuryu? We'll do one more in the Hakuryu after this. Then we'll take out the Worcester and see how it looks from the other side's perspective. Try the other torpedo option on the Hakuryu? We could do. The Torps and RJ much easier to work with. Maybe. Maybe. Okay, Huck versus Midway. And a good selection of battleships to aim at. I'm going to do something a little bit bold here. We'll swing up and just basically park behind the island.
Mode enabled.
Okay, so standard drills. Yes, well, there is still an air superiority element in that you have got those 6 shots of deployable patrol fighters, but you have to be very careful about how you use them. That said, we'll see how the gameplay evolves once it's in the player base, and at the moment it's very much a damage race. Who can do the more pain? Who can dish out the more punishment in the space of 20 minutes? And more point, who can dish out the punishment in the right place? Because it's all well and good doing 20,000 to a battleship, but doing 20,000 to a destroyer, no more destroyer. Anyhow, pop the burner, let's go.
Maintaining present course.
331 knots. Near instant reconnaissance of a given patrol area if you're that way inclined. Whee! And even then, 250 knots is no slouch either. Ah, there's a curryverse. Well, I ran into the flak on those things, and they are kinda
Taking
bloopy.
fire.
So we'll try the Moskva instead. Hello, Moscow.
Engaging enemy.
Stabilizing, track.
We're under attack. Returning.
12 hits in the fire. 3,000 damage. Lock on
Approaching
Convoy.
target. Taking
Fire.
fire. Returning.
Another couple of thousand. Lost about half the planes so far. Let's swing back and hit the Moskva again.
Engaging enemy. We're under attack. Returning to ship.
And
Returning.
RTB.
Taking
Right, let's get the
fire.
torpedo bombers up.
Maintaining present course.
And dump my emergency fighters as well. Okay. Oh, hello, Shibaton. Not really interested in you, actually. I'm just going to take a look at the Zao instead. Decelerate, turn in, drop and stabilize.
Taking fire. Returning.
And he's maneuvering, so that's a buster drop. I actually gave too much lead there. Turn it back. Let's have another look at the Zao. Might be able to cross-drop this guy, actually. Given the way he's turned once. He's
Approaching
not.
target.
Again, have to be completely off the controls here.
We're under attack. Returning.
Not enough lead. Actually, yeah, he actually maneuvered inside him. Fine.
Approaching target. We're under attack.
See how you handle
Returning to
those.
ship.
In the meantime, rockets. Also, avoid the ski village. Zao,
Airborne.
torpedoes.
Taking fire. Engaging enemy.
Rockets are
We're under attack. Returning to ship.
basically foolproof. Rip enemy planes.
Approaching target. We're under attack. Returning to ship.
And I think he's dead. 2 fires, and I don't think he's got a damn con, so skip back.
Approaching target. We're under attack. Returning to ship.
Missed. Blast. I mean, this is how you can play air superiority. Just dump fighters over a friendly ship.
Engaging
And also, those
enemy.
torp bombers now have a problem.
Returning.
In that my fighters just basically caught him before he could make his run. Of course, that didn't stop him, well, someone deleting the Zao. But actually, that was the Kerfus, not the carrier. Okay, dive bombs. Republic, I
Taking
think.
fire.
Yeah, the rockets are foolproof. I mean, they really are. Probably not the most effective option, but I think we're going to see a lot of rocket spam.
Engaging enemy. We're under
Bombs.
attack.
1 hit. Pathetic. Bad angle, of course, but...
Engaging enemy. We're under attack. Returning to ship. Returning. We're under attack.
Mad dash that hit the Conqueror.
Airborne.
Oh, straight through the island. Woo! Okay,
Approaching
because he...
target. Taking fire. We're under attack. Returning to ship.
Got my lead wrong again.
The enemy team has taken the lead.
Taking fire. Returning to ship.
I'm constantly aiming
Returning.
short.
We're under attack.
Oh, there we go, another crash. Yeah, let's have a look at this. Yank. Okay, so scene graph overflow, commit charges, 69% virtual memory used. Yeah, it's basically too many entities in the client. I think that's purely the problem here. Okay, that. Dump another copy. Yeah. Carrying capacitive CVs is now completely irrelevant. Not quite. It's the number of ships you have on the reserve. Although ships don't have limited ammo, and they never have done, as every Japanese destroyer will attest. So, let's just save that one as well. There we go. And back into the client. Planes going for 9 is going to cause some issues for the graphics engine, yes. Interestingly, it tolerated it the first few times. I wonder... CPU is ticking over reasonably well. It's... GPUs showed a little bit of a spike, but nothing significant. No, system seems happy enough. It's could be the wargaming setup that occurred today. Maybe, although I don't see how. It's occurring in client rather than the center. Okay, well, we'll get back into the game. We'll finish this one. We'll do one more. We'll do a run in the Worcester. Let's get those guys back and put rockets up. We'll do a run in the Worcester and then we'll finish.
Maintaining present course.
Hakuryu will have to wait until she gets further options. So, there's the Kosovoy.
Approaching target. We're under attack. Returning to ship.
Boom.
Enemy destroyer sunk.
Approaching target.
The enemy is about to win.
Ooh. 2/3 accuracy. He felt that. Let's get back in. I'll admit, line of sight detection from planes is now a very welcome thing.
We're under attack.
If
Returning.
that might be the single best improvement of the entire modification.
Maintaining present course.
Anyhow.
We're under attack.
The Z-52's got Shimikaze. Can I nail the hover-off though? Maybe. Stabilize, give it plenty of lead,
Taking fire.
and drop.
Returning. Engaging enemy.
Yeah, torpedo bombers are very sensitive to anything that could be considered control input. I'm going to have to drop these. Oh, no, I just lost them all to flak. Fine, back to the rockets. As I said, at least this is idiot-proof. It's also user-proof, which is even more of an achievement, actually. Youch. Ah, there's the kebab. Wow, he really did not like that rocket, that torpedo strike, did he? Well, he's going to like this even less.
Taking fire. Returning.
Boom.
Enemy destroyer blown up.
And I don't think the Republic's fixed his flooding either, so let's add some fire to his woes.
Taking fire. Returning to ship.
Make that 2 fires to his woes. Oh, and there's a Shimikaze we can polish off. Kill! Kill, main burn!
The ship is on fire.
Murder, death, kill!
We're under attack. Returning to ship.
Enemy
Yeah.
destroyer sunk.
Midway's not overpowered at all, is it? Classic over
Enemy battleship
exploding team disease. Oh, and the Republic burned as well. So that's a double strike.
Maintaining present
Now, where did the
course.
rest of them go? They've got all the control points, which is a bit of a pain. It's not like you can rely on bots to cap
Taking
either.
fire.
Oh, ooh.
Engaging enemy. We're under attack. Returning.
Gonna have to circle around, finish him off, buy some time. Yeah, I'm on small boat. I'm sorry. This is necessary for the greater good. Commit.
Engaging enemy.
Locked on.
Taking fire. Returning.
He's still not dead. Alright, third wave it is then. How much is the fish?
Enemy.
And if you understand that reference, you're as old as...
Returning.
Really? Another wave? Fine, okay. Yeah. I don't even know where he is.
Enemy.
And
Taking fire.
I don't care.
Fire. Return
We found
to
him.
ship.
Enemy
Boom.
destroyer blown
Kraken.
up.
Done. 180,000 damage.
Airborne.
Let's see if we can add that Kerfus to the tally.
The enemy is about to win.
Torpedoes to starboard.
Okay, come at him from a side angle.
We're under attack.
Not that he can do very much from there. Line it
Approaching
up.
target.
Commit. That's not stabilized. Oh no, no, it's getting there. It's taking an unholy amount of time to do it, but it's getting there. Compared to the normally 2 or 3 seconds it needs. In case you hadn't noticed, the two songs actually sample the same thing. The I forget, it's a French folk song. Basically, mostly it's about getting shot out your head
We're
on
under
cider.
attack. Returning to ship.
Ah, we've lost. But yeah, 180,000 crashed. Yeah, Midway's not overpowered. Oh god, 2,100 on a loss. That was... yeah, that was fairly unholy. Right, okay, last order of business tonight, I think, because it's getting late. We're going to take out the Worcester. We're going to be on the receiving end. Now do this in the current carrier status. Yeah, that... Midway needs a heavy nerf. Midway broke yours, or did it? Did it really? Okay, well, one Worcester game. Let's see what happens if we take out a flak-specced boat. Yes, I've already kitted out the captain and the camo and the signal flags and the modules. This thing is completely flak-specced. Doesn't mean I understand what half the terms mean, but I think it's the number of pulses of damage it does are the key thing. So, as soon as the game catches up, we are good to go. Flakboat time, NASCAR. Absolutely flakboat time. Just see how it goes from the other end of the rockets, and the bombs, and the torpedoes, and the pain in general, to be perfectly frank here. Maybe, Data, maybe. We'll see. Of course, the problem is that the carriers are under the control of humans, who know perfectly well to stay very, very clear of a Worcester. Tamanon, that will not happen. Even the matchmaker will not do that. It'll put everyone in the same battle and then fill up with bots, I hope. We'll find out in about 10 seconds. Am I sure about this? Nope, but it has to be done. For science. Ooh. Okay. One Hakuryu to bully. Along with a lot of very angry battleships and small boats. And it's tiers of the cruisers in Epicenter. What could possibly go wrong? A head full. Let's go find us a victim. So you'll see that flak range has been nerfed. It's down to 6.9. You'll also note that they're not really telling you anything about the output of the guns, which is awkward, to say the least. Anyhow, let's go. We'll just get forwards, find a convenient island time behind, and then see how many planes we can blow up. My understanding is that science had simultaneously killed and not killed the cat. The mathematics has to support both options.
Action stations.
No, it isn't actually. Well, normal American flak is 7.2. And yes, the last version had numerical DPS outputs. This does not. Mostly because I suspect that you're looking at a setup whereby it's dependent on so many things that it doesn't really apply anymore. The old kind of what's the best way to put it? The old DPS multipliers and mechanics are gone. It seems to be a somewhat more involved system now. Anyhow, rapid blitz down. They found all the destroyers. Let's go see. Oh no. Carrier is not looking for a fight. However, it's worth noting that by the time he does get a bit of warning. 8.2 kilometers detection range, 6.9 kilometers AA firing guns. Worth noting incidentally that detection by air, when firing AA guns, is somehow 6.9 kilometers despite base detection being 8.2. I wonder if that's a smoke thing. You'll be detected no matter what if you fire your guns in flak. Doesn't tally with what I've seen so far, but let's switch over to the port side, because that Hakuryu's looking very closely at our Yaeyang. Oh, there go the Midway's first rockets. As I say, at this point we'll just be diving in and looking for some flak. Concealment is reduced. Cloaking ammunition. That would be an interesting call. Ah, right, okay. Guns up and defensive away. 1. Okay, 4, 5. Right, so it does make a mess, but you really do depend on the short-range flak to get the full effect, because he was into my medium-range auras before he really started falling out of the sky there. And now we won't see him again for the entire game, of course. Oh, hello, Worcester. I think I may have just horribly misjudged a turn here. Hey guys, it's not, sir. Oops. Very oops. Very, very oops, since I'm now hard spotted. Right, switch to armor piercing. Let's catch this guy broadside. Also pop a repair. Party. Oh, it's another human. Very, very oops. Well, I'd like to say he came out of that engagement worse than I did, but honestly, that would be a lie. Come on, crawl.
Main turret critically damaged.
Crawl round this turn. Go. This does not bode well. Okay, managed to break detection. Yay, I'm not dead. However, the entire enemy team is in fact coming this way, so that could be more of an issue. And yeah, this is the thing about flak boats. That Hakuryu is just not going to come this way again for the rest of the game. Human in a Worcester? No, sorry, he knows I'm AA spec'd. He'll be looking at the bots. Oh, hello again. Right, you want to play, let's play. Angle it up. go back to high X. He wants the stern chase, we'll give him one. All of which is a total sideshow from the important stuff, which is actually the flak game. But I need some planes to shoot at. I suppose I could ask the enemy politely. Oh, hello battleships. Yes. Can the bots actually increase firepower? I would assume they can, because they can generally do most things. About the only thing they don't have is optimized captain's skills and modules. So they don't just have standard DAMCON, standard DFAA. I need to try and get back across to the main fleet to provide some cover. But I'm going to bully a Montana on the way, of course. Let's see. Shorten the range. Yeah, the aiming marker on the site doesn't give any additional information at all, does it? Ha ha. Mind you, the option to track your parcel kind of constitutes a cheat as well, doesn't it?
Enemy cruiser detected.
Bots are plebs. Bots are broke. Is the slight problem there. Someone's got to pay all the maintenance bills, and it's not us.
Torpedoes, dead ahead.
Oop, flak's going again. 1, 2, 3. Nude. Oh, there we go.
Enemy destroyer sighted. Enemy battleship detected.
Yeah. Excuse me a second.
Enemy cruiser detected.
He's making this very easy for me.
Torpedoes, direct front.
Enemy destroyer sighted.
I'm only looting the bots because I've got nothing better to do at the moment. The Hakuryu isn't coming this way. Much. He's gone to find something easier to bully.
Enemy destroyer sighted.
And that would be a 10-kilometer radius range gross occur first. That's somewhat problematic. At least the daring's gone.
Enemy destroyer sunk.
Enemy cruiser sighted. Enemy battleship detected.
Defensive fire up. What I'd also like is the ability to just balance out the air defense sectors, although you have to remove the game by left-clicking again. So we'll do that. That's slightly counterintuitive. I was expecting to click on the center in order to rebalance, rather than clicking again on the reinforced sector to remove it. Oh well, different strokes for different folks, I suppose.
Enemy cruiser detected.
But yeah, That's surprisingly ineffective until they get into short range. Also, I like the new plane falling out of the sky animation. Although it's taking a long time. Oh no, I tell a lie. Suddenly wrecked 6 in quick succession. Maybe it wasn't taking a long time to do anything. Ow. Don't worry, I'm pretty sure I owed the occupant of that bar money anyway. Right, armor piercing up. Finally it works out that I'm actually the biggest threat to him. Bit late for that, but there you go.
Enemy cruiser sunk.
Does the Brigade make a pom-pom sound? You know what? I'd be surprised if it didn't, purely because Wargaming seems to have gone to a lot of trouble to differentiate the flags. I say, come on, keep this guy in the sector. There we go. 1, 2, 3. Nope. 1. Yeah, there we go. It's worth noting, by the way, that balancing the sector is typically only a 75-25 split. It depends on the boat. But, yeah. It's something you can comfortably ignore, as opposed to manual, where you actually have to designate your targets and, dare I say it, work a bit harder for your kills. Let's see how well those salvos do. Oh, yep. Shame it all bounced, really. Let's just keep this guy running, shall we? Yes, I'm aiming off the mini-map marker there. What can I say? I'm evil. Aha, right. Incoming Hakuryu dive bombers who have decided they'd rather be somewhere else. Alright, he's going for the kill on the Kurfürst, isn't he? Boom. And the Kurfürst cheated the carrier. Oh, you hold down the O key, Ranger, just brings up the sector option. We'll rebalance it. And then we'll pop defensive. And, of course, I'm instinctively trying to get a defensive. Wow. Okay, heavy stuff is actually hitting pretty hard. 7,000, 8,000. And then I'm assuming the colours are the range markers, but I think the Hindenburg's flak was doing considerably more. So you have to sail quite close. I mean, you have to be pretty much short-range flak distance to get meaningful support flak going. Oh, hello, Montana. Have you heard the good word of the high explosive round? No? Then let me introduce you. Oh. That's Hindenburg, who is very unhappy with me. Apparently I was bullying his best friend. What can I say? I'm that kind of person.
The ship is on fire.
Yes, I know. That was a single fire. I don't care. Also, flak up again. Again, we're not getting great results out of it. I'm not sure if it's a good thing that... Actually, no, it is not a good thing. I mean, look how many flak zones that torpedo squadron just flew through. I mean, that should be... Dare I say it? Suicide? Considering it went through the bubbles of a Worcester, a Yeyang, a Gearing, a Hovorosk, and then came back towards a Midway. It really is the close range AA bubbles that matter. I cannot imagine they programmed the falling. You never know. I'd be surprised if they had, because it's a lot of effort and they never worked in real life anyway. Why are their torpedoes run? happening.
Critical engine damage.
Okay. So, 28 planes dead, which is not terribly bad. Let's switch the sector. Try and not think about the fact that I'm in fact about to die. He's going for rockets. Turn, 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 turn. Yeah, that's... Yeah, like I said, rockets are very definitely the foolproof option here. But, again, he got through Worcester's AA cordon. And, okay, the Worcester was always dead. I probably lost a good chunk of my mid-range flak, but... That was a Hakuryu. And the bot... Lewd. So very, very lewd. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Yusril. That has been a scene that is probably going to get this stream rated M for mature. We'll see what changes Wargaming make to the carriers over the coming days, weeks and months. Hopefully they'll raid in Midway. I mean, they've got to do that. If a numpty like me can do 160,000 to 200,000 and while barely trying, then that is a problem. Oh, they've stopped looting. Boo. Well, at least I don't have to worry about the FBI knocking my door down. We'll see what happens. I mean, if they boost Hakuryu, if they retweak the flak balance, and if they nerf Midway hard, that'll get the tier 10 setup into something like balance. I hope. But I think the other thing they need to look at possibly is the air superiority war, because it's there. But you have to be very careful about dropping your fighters. We'll see how the gameplay emerges once they get more people looking at it. What a combination, yes. Bit of a problem. Anyhow, ladies and gentlemen, I've been Yusril. That has been a stream. Regular stream will resume tomorrow, 1700. We'll probably take a dive into the Eitel Friedrich, maybe get a few casual games and just a chill Friday evening stream. I will see you then. Oh, and YouTube versions of these will go up as and when I can persuade my connection to behave long enough to do the upload. Until next time, farewell.